with all of us, so if we could speed up those processes and, try to tight those sanctions processes for the critical components like rockets, missiles, drones, which are bringing the most damage to civilians right now. So that would be really helpful.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for yielding back again. Another living example of our appreciation of people of Central and Eastern Europe. We've been joined by Congressman Michael Lawler of New York. He was bright enough to marry a beautiful young lady from Moldova. And I give him credit, as I do my oldest son, Alan Wilson, the Attorney General of South Carolina. He was smart enough to marry a beautiful Polish American. So hey, over and over again, you see a connection. And then we have superstars like Congressman Emanuel Cleaver here, all the way from Missouri. Congressman Cleaver.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let me first of all express appreciation to you for all of the just causes that you have involved yourself in over time, including the Madiba, Nelson Mandela, who was imprisoned wrongly. But what I'm wanting you to help me fix that in my mind is the difference because of what's going on right now with Hamas. What is the difference between a political prisoner and a hostage?
I'll try to answer. A political prisoner is mostly a person which the power on another side treats him as a risky factor to destabilize the regime. And a hostage is the person which might have no political interest, no political role, but just like civilian who was taken out, and getting tortured or misplaced and controlled. So I think that the main reason is like this political component. So like the hostage could be political prison and a hostage, but the hostage alone could be non-political prisoner, just a hostage as a civilian who was taken.
So Mandela would have been a political prisoner. Is that? Yeah. It's just something I'm interested in dealing with. The other issue, maybe much more importantly, is what is different now, or is there a difference in Eastern Europe in the way Russia is perceived as it, or in juxtaposed to how the Soviet Union was perceived? I mean, with all the instability, what is the difference? What that people can feel in Eastern Europe? Is the threat level higher? Is life changed? What?
Russia is trying to build the country which is like a kingdom, when there is a one king who decides for everyone in the country. All other countries, democratic countries, like Ukrainians, we do not have any kings. We do not have any respect to, people who try to monopolize the power. So we would like to live freedom life, where the democratic values is the main value, where the life of the human and his freedom is the main value. And that's what we are fighting for. And when other countries are trying to be close to Russia, they immediately feel this. Like Georgia is my motherland. Georgia now is really pro-Russian, and people are super. So the government is pro-Russian, but people are, like anti-Russian so much. So even when the Russian cruise ship, normal civilian cruise ship is being, is coming to the city, They like just completed. There are so many protests. People are fighting. People have demonstrations and so on because they feel they don't want Russia to come closer because they already had this in 2008. They had this war. They know that what is the price for so-called Russian values.
What I don't understand is in the Middle East, maybe we can go the boundaries for Israel based on Torah, based on tradition, and I'm wondering what does you may not be able to even answer this. Probably need to ask Putin, but what does he base his constant statements on about that the Ukraine is a part of Russia? I mean, I know about during the Soviet Union and the Iron Curtain and so forth, but is there any logic in there that history that we don't know about?
No, it's just propaganda because actually Ukraine is a mother of Russia. It's a Kiev Rus. So Russia was just like a swamp. The Moscow was non-existent when the Kiev Rus was already historical center of civilization. But for Putin, you know, because he's like very good at propaganda, we should confirm this. You know, like I think Russia holds second place in the world for propaganda. Number one is North Korea, and the number two is Russia. So that's why, you know, like a lot of people are believing. I can tell you, like we have a report by our intel showing that Russians are now buying out the real social media accounts, US social media accounts on Twitter and other places, just to, you know, like to put this in comments. So people reading the Twitter, see in the comments, they started to believe these stories. So that's just a weapon that, you know, 21st century weapon that we should somehow also stop.
Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
And thank you, Congressman Emanuel Cleaver. And indeed, with this first panel will conclude, but